Dakota, school record 18 3-pointers today. This seemed like another night, 2 in a row, where things got kind of contagious out there from a shooting standpoint.
Yeah, we thought that's going to happen a lot this year. With the attention our big guys get with, Isaac, Biggie, down low. A lot of teams are going to zone us. Ryan got hot a little bit. Kendall, especially in the first half, and I got going in the second half. Vince hit a couple threes. Like you said, it just gets contagious, and we got to keep doing that. They hung around. But, we blew the game open a little bit there in the second half, so we got to continue to do that.
Is that it?
Ryan, I know you're good friends with Josh. What did it mean to see him here today? And I don't know if you did, but it seemed like you were the first one to get to him before the game, maybe.
Yeah, it was obviously great to see him. I haven't seen him in a long time. It was something different. Just him coming back home to Indiana and his family being here. And there were a lot of people out here just to support him, and that meant a lot to me. I know it meant a lot to his family.
Vince or anybody who wants to take this, seemed like, they 45 points in the first half. You guys probably weren't real happy about that. What was it they were doing, maybe victimizing you guys, especially on the perimeter, and how much is it hurting right now not having that safety net and AJ back there that you guys have gotten used to so much over the years?
Well, first of all, that's just us. We're gonna guard our men and play defense, and always relying on AJ. It's kind of hard. We got a guy like that, 7 foot, swatting shots left and right. But it wasn't nothing that they were doing that we didn't scout or we didn't see. They were just catching us in rotations. They were a good team to have good shooters, and they had some guys that could really play off the bounce. So they were just dribble penetration, getting in the teeth with our defense, and then we just weren't rotating out. And they started knocking down shots. At the beginning they just weren't making them. I don't know if people noticed that or not, because it looked like we were playing good defense, but they just weren't making wide open shots. So then towards the end of the first half, they got something to go down, and it made it tough for us.
Dakota, you made 5 threes, had career 17 points. When did you really feel like you got going today offensively?
In the first half, just when I caught it and shot it, it felt good all day. After the first game, I didn't think I was very aggressive. The guys are always on me, the coaching staff, just, be ready to shoot the ball, be aggressive. I do it in practice all the time. They said bring that on to the game scenario, and, I told myself, the last couple of days in practice, I got to do that. I brought it out to the court today, and, it went down for us.
Isaac, obviously North Carolina A&T really smacked you guys in the post, created a lot of three-point looks. What did this team do to create so many open looks? Or what did this team tonight do in the post to create so many looks for you guys?
Well, I think honestly at the beginning they kind of left us alone. They were really leaving our bigs to play one-on-one, which led to early scores for us. But then they started to collapse more in, and we were getting great shots in transition. We were rotating the ball really well, and their 2-3 was pretty extended, so our corner shots were wide open, and I think we did a really good job of finding those guys.
Vince, what's the dynamic when you have guys who can knock down threes in one of the biggest front lines in America?
The game shows itself. You see how dangerous it can be when we're all clear. We always said, even all last year, we never had a game where we all clicked on 3-pointers. Well, today was that day, set a school record. I think it just showed. Guys always put the work in. We always get to the gym and get shots up. You just never could seem to find a time where all of us clicked. And today, everybody clicked. Our bigs played huge role today. They got going early, especially Isaac and Biggie. These last 2 games, he's had a double-double, so that's huge as a freshman, especially. So we're just going to continue to keep playing inside out with our big guys. And we just got to be ready to knock down shots. We were ready to knock down shots today, and it was huge for us.
And then, comparing Isaac today to where he was maybe at the end of last season, what are you seeing from him right now that's been an improvement that's leading to some of this production we're seeing?
He's being more aggressive. He's finally getting meaner on the block, and with his rebounds and with his finishes, he's going up to dunk. He's just finishing. He's being aggressive, and that's one thing that we've been begging, and just preaching to him. So for him to go out and do that, start maturing and start showing that, and just getting stronger and just working out as hard as he's worked in this off season, and it's showing, and we're just finally happy that he's finally been aggressive and finishing strong around the basket.
Vince, through 2 games, what's your assessment of the defense and what has to improve there?
Just playing defense as a team. Rotations was huge today for us. We weren't rotating everybody. We were rotating one or two guys, but that third person would make the actual rotation. So, I mean, and then today we didn't do as good of a job. I don't think we respected them as much of guarding them off the bounce. They did a lot of one-on-one plays today, a lot of pick and roll. I think we did a good job last game against North Carolina A&T, but we didn't do a good job about this game. So, I mean, we just got to have carryover, and like I said, we just got to do rotation. So, I mean, we'll get in practice tomorrow. We'll get everything fixed up.
Isaac, how important is it for Dakota, to have that aggressive mindset and, really kind of get involved and make some shots for you guys?
It completes our team. When you have guys, on the inside that are going hard and trying to get rebounds and being able to kick it out to our guys and being able to trust them to hit shots and being able to trust them to throw it into us, like I said, it completes our team.
To follow up on what Vince was saying about you, do you feel you're being more aggressive this year? And it seems like it's coming without some of the things you ran into last year as far as the offensive foul, and I guess the defensive fouls too.
Yeah, I feel like I am being more aggressive. I think part of that came with maturity and having more confidence in my game going out there. I think last year I had a problem believing in myself whenever I was on the block, second guessing myself before I would make a move. But this year I'm just kind of going with the flow, and it's helping me out so far.
Dakota, the fact you guys 107 points, all those three-pointers, how good is this offense now, and really how much better can it get? I'm assuming you're not at mid-season form right now.
Yeah, definitely not. Like Vince hit on it. We can be really good. We got inside presence, and if we shoot the ball like we did, hopefully we can continue this. Making shots inside out. Teams, they're gonna have to pick their poison with us. We got big guys that can make moves inside, and if they're going to go double down, they're going to leave shooters open. If we knock down those shots, what are they going to do? So, we got to continue to make shots on the outside. And if they're going to go one-on-one in the post, Biggie, Isaac, they're going to make plays down there. So it's just tough to do, and we're going to hopefully put up points like that.
About what they were doing defensively today, they created so many looks from 3 for you.
Well, they help with their low man, very similar to a couple teams in our league. And so you can get some skips, but they were going to protect the paint first and foremost. I thought they did a good job with it. They didn't allow us to run stuff and to get the ball inside as much as we wanted. With that being said, I didn't think we had too many forces from three. I thought we had some pretty good shots, even the ones we missed were clean looks, and the right people are shooting them. I think sometimes you can get carried away with it, but I thought we had the right people shooting them. And it was good to see. We have to have a balance of our interior play and perimeter shooting.
Dakota said that it only took 1 3, I think, the other night.
Right.
And sometimes the game dynamics can affect that. But he said he was told that he needed to be maybe more aggressive. Did you like what you saw from him as far as being more assertive?
Anytime guys can really shoot, and they made a lot of threes, and they scored a lot from the perimeter in high school, we just tell them to, offensively play like it's high school. I think Dakota sometimes gets caught up in trying to do too much of what he thinks we want from him. And, he has to always be a threat. Sure, you have to run offense, make the right play, make the right decision. But, he can score off the dribble, he can score on the post, he can score on the perimeter. You don't always see those things I just mentioned. But he's a really good scorer. And so we just need him to continue to be aggressive, because when he's that way and they take it away from him, now his passing will really stand out. And then, like I said, we'll have a really good balance.
Obviously not the difference in the game today, but an area that I'm sure you'd like to see some improvement just in free throw shooting. How important is it to address that?
Yeah, well, our big guys didn't make free throws today, and they made them other day. So hopefully we can do a better job of making them. But it is important. It'll come back and, it'll get you a couple times every year, and it'll also win a game for you, a couple times. So it's going to be really important that we're able to knock those down.
Matt, not often you have an opposing player get a standing ovation before the game. You know Josh's story. Just what did that all mean today?
Well, that was it's special for him as he continues to make improvements. And he's made some big time strides. But he was a kid that we looked at, we recruited. He came to our league camps and he was here, and just a tragic accident that's happened. And I thought it was huge of our fans and our players and just everybody in the Purdue community to make him feel welcome.
First of all, any update on AJ as far as whether you expect him back Wednesday or?
I hope I hope he's back Wednesday, but I hope he was back today too. So, but no, it hasn't changed.
Did his absence affect anything that was going on in that first half defensively? Either guys taking gambles that maybe they were used to having then as a safety net?
I wouldn't say gambles as much as we've stayed one-on-one. If you look at other people in terms of how we defend the three-point arc, they're pretty good shooters, and they're 5 for 16. 2 of those makes were just absolute breakdowns on our part. So we have made a conscious effort as we push forward, and we've really grown into guarding the line because he takes care of a lot of mistakes, or he changes a lot of shots if he even doesn't block them. So you can see tonight when the ball gets inside, we even though we have size, we don't have a rim protector. And just because you're tall or you're big doesn't mean you're a shot blocker. And, we have to do a better job when he's not playing of scheming towards that. We've kind of left it alone because we feel he's coming back. So there's no doubt that he would have changed that game right there in terms of some things that happen on the interior.
So schematically, structurally, whatever, what do you feel like has to improve defensively after 2 games?
I would say, as a coaching staff, just kind of understanding some of the guys, especially the ones that come off the bench. We're going to have to be better defensively when we sub. And with that being said, I don't think our starters have done a great job either. So containing the dribble is probably the number one thing that I saw tonight. I thought we got their ability to beat us off the bounce, created some openings for them. And we made them finish at the rim. We stayed out with the shooters for the most part. So I would say that's a good place to start within our post defense. Just being able to guard somebody one-on-one, whether it's at the free throw line, whether it's in that high post area, or it's in the low post around the rim. I thought we struggled tonight. Sometimes they scored over us, but sometimes they just got angles on us and got by us. And we have to do a better job of moving our feet. Or if we end up not being very good at it, then we just got to stop them from catching it down there. We have to limit those touches. So we have to kind of figure out who we are when he's not in there.
Can Isaac develop into a rim protector? Is that something down the road, or maybe that's just fine?
No, he's not going to be a rim protector. So it's just a lot of cargo. That's hard. He's good when he stays grounded. He doesn't get emotional of being a position defender. You would think, oh, you're 7'2". If you just put the ball in his face, he can block your shot. But in terms of leaving his area, or normally when he makes a drastic move, there isn't a second drastic move. He can make one play on it. So it's really important for him to stay in his stance, stay on his feet, stay in front of the ball. And when he does that, now make them score over him. Just use that ultimate size, but not be a shot blocker. Because when he goes to block a shot, or he goes to make that sudden movement, he doesn't have that second move. He doesn't, a lot of times guys can double jump, triple jump, keep going. He's got, his first one's good, but the second one's not bad. The second one doesn't exist.
Matt, maybe you've discussed this with the beat guys and I just haven't heard,
Yeah.
but is AJ serving some kind of discipline, or how would you describe it?
Yeah, it's he's got to take care of some business, internally in our program, and so especially as a senior. And so once he completes everything, and he'll play. If he doesn't, then he won't. So.
Matt, Isaac said, oh, sorry, Nate. He said that, offensively he's being more aggressive and he's not second guessing himself anymore. Have you liked what you've seen so far early in the season?
Well, he's limited his dribbles.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done some things. There are some things that he likes, and it's like a comfort to him, like dribbling the basketball.
Yeah.
It just gets him in trouble. So he's got deeper position. He's made quicker moves.
Yeah.
Him and Biggie both have to trust their skill level and trust their post moves. They always are wanting a layup or always wanting to dunk, and that's great. But when you have size going against you and you don't have an angle, you can't get a layup every time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to your turnaround. You got to go to your jump hook. You got to go to your up and under. You have to trust your moves, and then both those guys have good post moves. And when they do those things, their percentage isn't going to be as high as just a point-blank layup, but they're also not going to get their shot blocked.
Another double-double for Caleb tonight, but you assess what you've seen from him defensively, because that seemed like there were a couple times tonight where he was
Right.
getting victimized.
Well, he's going to have, like I said before, he's growing into another position. Offensively, the adjustment's way easier than defensively. So he gets guys that can drive the basketball. He gets some guys that have good footwork in the post. I thought O'Day's footwork was fabulous tonight. Really kind of showed you he's that hybrid forward that you see at that level that's really effective, because he kind of gets in between positions at times, in terms of defending. So it's going to be interesting as it goes on, because now he's gonna have some film where you can watch and see, you know, hey, I gotta keep this guy in front of me. When he shot fakes or he lift fakes, or he tries to step by people, I gotta move my feet and keep him in front of me. So, you know, hopefully, you know, he can make some strides there. But this is all part of the process of learning when you're defending a new